Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the show, my YouTube buddies, the OCGFAM show. I have dried off somewhat from Carl's magic trick.
Yay!
Put on a new shirt, and we were talking about in our last installment, new product, Mega Phos from Blacksmith Bioscience. Amazing stuff, and I cut Carl off because he just goes on and on and on. But now it's time to go on and on, Carl.
Okay.
Can you describe to us what this Mega Phos is, how it works, how to use it, why to use it, and how it is different from other Mega Phos-y other type products?
So Mega Phos, I guess the Foss kind of gives it away, right?
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus.
Lots of phosphorus.
So a little history.
Is that Spanish?
You know, I don't
Probably
know about
Latin, maybe. Mega. Mega sounds Latin.
But a little segue. Of course, you know, we touched on the armory that everybody knows.
Yeah, from
made by
Blacksmith Bioscience. And then the nitrics and the no-fly and all the stuff.
So the thing that a lot of people don't realize, you know, this company, this family, the Kowalskis, Matt and James.
Jimmy was out here.
Yeah,
he
and
was here.
Their father, Matt
Cool
Sr., basically created the international patent today for Actinovate. And so, really, the family lineage and their experience in this industry is 30 plus years. So, everything that you see that comes out of these guys, there's a lot of history there, Bob. Generally, 100% of everything that they trial all goes through the ag side extensively. Through testing and row cops. And
I picked that up with James when he was here, that he's a very methodical, low-key kind of guy. Dots his I's.
He's a very
crosses
intelligent
his
guy.
T's.
And you'll have him again this later spring.
He's coming back out?
Coming back out.
Well, that's
Just to
exciting.
be in your green room and share IPAs at the FOB with me.
That was a good time. Let me say something. I took you off track. It's my fault. You were describing it. I blew it. I messed you up.
Okay, it's all about phosphorus, okay? And phosphorus problems, okay? So you asked earlier, you know, what's the value behind phosphorus? It's an important macronutrient, okay? So when it's limited, phosphate nutrients are used as a chemical fertilizer, but they're rapidly immobilized. And the phosphorus becomes more unavailable to the plants, okay? Because the way they're designed, they don't put enough phosphorus into that root zone for the plant. And basically, because of that formation of the insoluble complexes, the overall phosphorus available in what they call phosphate fertilizer.
There's a ton of it there, but none of it gets up into the plant.
It's low. Okay.
Oh, there is not much there.
There is not much there.
Okay.
Because it's not readily abundant for the plant.
I understand.
So, and basically, the negative side of that, it results in the leaching for heavy fertilizer use that causes soil pollution. So, I mean, that's a bad deal all the way around. So, you know, the nice thing about Blacksmith also is everything that we put out is generally OMRI and CDFA approved. You know, very, very environmentally safe. And there's a lot of elements in this industry now with the way people grow, what they utilize, what they believe is right, what they believe is bad. You know, it's kind of like an auto parts store. You know, you can have OMRI and a few other items. People are going to always like what they like. And a lot of those items are phenomenal items. Okay, this is just present another weapon in the arsenal for Blacksmith. And I think it's phenomenal. You know, they've done their work. And basically, so we talk about phosphorus deficiencies.
Sure.
So what's the solution for that, Bob?
Well, you need more phosphorus because you're deficient.
You do. You do.
So how do you get that phosphorus up in there? How does this get the phosphorus up in there for it, Carl?
Well, you know, we don't have a labeled bag yet. It'll be beautifully labeled like that.
Yeah.
But
So it'll be this, but it'll be that.
Right.
Okay.
But the Mega Phos SP aids in that transformation of soil phosphorus into a soluble, usable form for plants. Okay, that's where the conversation begins. Phosphorus fertilizers. Give me a guess. Say, okay, you know what? You know, I don't buy that phosphate fertilizer stuff. I just like to go with what's natural. Where do you think, just off the cuff, where do you get phosphorus from if you just want to go out and find some and put it in the soil for your phosphorus?
If you were to go out and find phosphorus,
yeah, where would you find it? But outside of the phosphorus fertilizers. But here's the segue. Phosphorus fertilizers, they resource these earth elements the same way. So where do you think that starts?
I don't know, Carl.
Well, phosphorus is basically from minerals. Okay, from mineral sources.
Okay.
Okay, so like rock dust or colloidal phosphate, what is colloidal phosphate? It's also called a soft phosphate. Basically, that's a clay mineral. It's surface mined from old settling bases of former hard phosphate rock. So phosphate rock, basically...
I think I may have saw this out in Utah, where they're scraping it off the ground.
Well, basically, the main thing that everybody goes back to, or the main source, is clay. Okay?
Clay.
It's mined from clay deposits when speaking of phosphate rock.
Okay.
That's where it all begins and ends. And then you have steamed bone meal, fish bone meal, all good phosphorus elements.
Sure.
Okay. So what's happened here, or what Blacksmith has done in helping nature, is the Mega Phos SP. And again, it aids in that transformation of soil phosphorus into an assumable, usable form for plants. So people say, well, what is that? You know, there's so many bells and whistles and everything that's out there today. Basically, this is a rod-shaped bacillus forming bacteria. Okay? And
this one?
Yeah.
Bacillus megaterium HM87.
You know, that solubilized minerals naturally unavailable with phosphorus.
Well, yeah, okay.
So basically what they've done, and here's how the study's played out. So they've taken 21 strains. I don't know how clear they can see that, but
pretty clear.
Again, we also, by the way, guys, when you get these mailings, we will send you one of these charts that literally is a smaller version of this. It's very informational, and you know, they can Google everything that we've talked about tonight as well. I lost my train of thought. Right here, the strains.
Okay.
So they've taken 21 strains. Okay. So the scientists,
is this one?
basically, I can't give you the scientists' names, but they took 21 multiple bacterial strains for their availability to release phosphorus. So the chart figure basically shows the results of extensive shake flask tests to determine the ability of these 21 strains of phosphorus over a 7-day period. You know what I hate, Bob, is when people say things like, what the hell did you just say? Shake test. What the heck?
What is a shake test,
you know, people throw stuff like that all the time, and they never explain these little innuendos of what that is. So, a shake flask test is the estimation of the biodegradability of toxic organic substances in the aquatic environment, meaning a moist, wet environment. Okay? So that's what the test is.
Okay.
So when you go down the line, the Blacksmith is also good about patenting their strains and numbering it. Okay? So remember with the Mega Phos, what's the number on the Mega Phos? Our patented number is
HM87.
Very good. Oh, you cheated. You've seen it up there.
I remembered maybe.
So
it's right here. I see it.
It
won.
So the blue is a 5-day. The red is a 7-day.
So it was getting better as it went along.
Right. Out of 21 strains, they came up that this containing the highest concentration level.
I got
you know, all about solubilizing the phosphorus, you know, making it available to the plant, and eliminated that deficiency. Now, there's a lot of rich soils that are high in phosphorus. It's not like all soils don't have phosphorus.
Okay.
There's some, but there's many that aren't. So when you take that phosphate chemical fertilizer, it just messes everything up, okay?
Sure.
I mean, there are some organic phosphate fertilizers you can find. They're expensive. But they're usually sourced and mined well. So there's an alternative, because a lot of people like to dry them in their soil. Everybody's not into the liquid.
No.
And of course, the nectar line accompanies a lot of the issues with phosphorus. And
well, you know, when you do those dry amendments, slower going to get it to break down, and also harder to control it from day to day, because you gotta one and done kind of put it in there.
Yes.
So this helps with that.
It does. So basically, it's a Bacillus magneterium HM8047.
Bacillus magneterium. Where does it say that? That's not this thing.
Yeah.
Bacillus magneterium HM87. That is the primary thing in here. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. That's the main.
Okay.
And
I'm picking up what you're laying down, Carl.
And basically, that's what you have right here.
That's this one right here. These are a bunch of them. Now, this one looks pretty high, but it was like fading away at 7 days.
Right.
Whereas this one's getting stronger. Is that the point?
Exactly.
This is by far the best one for
after 7
days.
And that's what the study was based on.
I gotcha. Okay. I'm picking it up.
And it was basically all about the testing for phosphorus solubilization. So we talked earlier, what are the building blocks of the plant? What's healthy? Like you and I need our nutrients and calcium. Everybody knows this, and this is universal for all phosphorus uses and uptake for the plant. It's big on the roots, 34% increase in root volume. And these were percentages that they broke down off these case studies. Shoot length, dry shoot length, both wet and dry, and the root zone.
So these are the results. Increase in root volume, 34%. Increase in dry root weight, 58%. Shoot length, that's...
Off the half by the roots.
Sure, okay. Yeah. And then dry shoot weight, so significant over the control.
Right. So everything's kicking on all cylinders. I mean, when people are doing their organic gardens, they're doing cannabis, all these things have the utmost importance.
Sure.
People don't want to have lockouts. People don't want to have waste and runoffs, everything leaching and basically polluting the soil. That's where nitrix out of Blacksmith is a big player for nitrogen fixing. So that pulls in 40% of that atmospheric nitrogen that otherwise is lost.
So I'm growing my crop and I'm growing for production, and so I put a ton of stuff in that soil, and I'm worried that it's either A, going to get locked up in there, or B, just go on down out the bottom of the pot. This is helping it to get up into the plant and do some good. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm picking up what you're laying down, Carl.
So it's pretty simplistic.
It's going to itch in my ear. Carl. It itches.
It looks like you have something in here.
Is there something in there?
Well, I'll talk to you later about it. It looks really scary.
All right, keep going.
Well, and that kind of breaks everything down. I mean, how it's tested, how they basically have derived, what bacterium works the best out of the studies. What phosphorus is or isn't. And again, this is out of a bacillus bacteria, spore-based bacteria. So the release time, unlike a vegetative bacteria, takes a little longer.
Can I ask you some questions about this, Carl? So it says I can soil incorporate, seed treatment, soil application, or foliar spray.
Yeah,
I can use it in almost anything. Let's talk about this seed treatment one.
Germination.
So would I soak it in them, or how would I do that?
I would absolutely say soak it in them.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's
in a moist environment.
All right. And so if you were germinating in some in a paper towel kind of situation, and then you put it into your little start things there with a little bit of soil, you might, and then maybe pour some on later. Or what do you think?
Well, a slight touch in the water. I mean, like. Photosynthesis is a good example.
Sure. Okay.
But anything that breaks down eloquently, I mean, even like the Mega Phos.
Now, foliar spray, if I have a flowering type plant, when would I have to stop foliar spraying it?
Well, that's an argument. A lot of people will never touch their flowers and bud sets.
Yeah.
They just won't. It's old school. That's what they believe, and that's fine. They've been successful all these years doing that.
For the most part.
Others will say if my humidity level is right, my air circulation is right, and the temperature, I'll foliar those buds right up to harvest.
Which would be a bold move too.
Well, I shouldn't say to harvest. A week or two prior to harvest.
Sure.
Yeah, and
late into the
both
thing.
Sides.
Much later than conventional wisdom might.
Yeah.
So, but we're not going to have any kind of issues with that as far as like testing or anything like that.
Right.
It's good stuff.
So I mean, it's going to hang around in the soil web much longer than, say, as a foliar.
So you might foliar in your vegetative state, you do it with your seed, but then you would be like, would you put it with your, I'm asking you a lot of questions. I know it's just getting started with this thing, but so I'd put it in with my feeding? Or do it on a separate day? Or
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Throw it in with your feeding. Or throw it in with your tea feeding. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's still going to incorporate the same way.
So I would do my feeding or my tea or whatever I was going to do. Get that all set up, pH if I had to, whatever. Pour a little bit of this in there.
Because remember this bacteria, the nice thing about this bacteria too, it's not competing with other bacteria.
Okay.
Again, like so many things, chemicals or high heat will break them down or destroy them. But ultimately, they play very well with others.
Now, would you ever top dress with this?
Yeah, why not? People were doing a dry. Okay, let's say people are doing dry amended soil.
Sure.
Okay, so you can certainly use the concentration rate instead of putting it in water, mixing it into your soil. and mixing it up very well. That's your dry amendment. Just like you could do with nitrics, just like you could do with armory.
Nifty stuff.
Yeah, same difference. It works. Cool. It's all available quickly. It's all really a pharmaceutical grade. You know, it's just high octane fuel, I call it. But it's another option. You know, there's a lot of great, wonderful things out there in the industry today. And so they just added another SKU to the parts store.
Very cool. So I've been asking you a bunch of questions. Did I take you off track and you missed anything, or is that pretty much it?
No, I think, you know, this test is what was most important to me when they first showed me, you know, like
results.
Where does this come from? How did you do your testing? And everybody does a variety of different testing. Sure. And then again, you know, this particular type of bacillus, you know, rod-shaped bacteria, they call it, the spore-type bacillus, basically is the jewel that operates all this.
So I guess with Blacksmith, what they're doing is they're always doing research, and when they find something that works and they can prove that it works, then they put it out into a product that makes sense for the people growing.
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting.
So that's kind of it in a nutshell, Bob.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Carl, and thanks for, you know.
But they're excited about it. You know, we're excited,
I'm excited about it.
Armory, nitrics, and now Mega Phos.
Okay. So you can get it on the site. Did I already say this part? I don't know. You sprayed water on me, Carl. You messed me up. OCGFAM205.com, and it's going to be available probably in a week or so. You'll be able to go on there Monday and just buy it, and then it'll ship as soon as we get it. But it'll say pre-order, and then when it's actually available, it will say available on the website if you want to go there. Don't forget to use the code OCGFAM2018. If you do, you'll save 20% on everything on the site. But you'd have to pay for shipping, of course, Carl.
No,
not
if it's $100 or more, Bob. You're good.
If it's over $100, I don't have to pay shipping?
No.
But if it's under, of course, I'd have to pay.
Yeah, it's $12 flat.
$12 flat rate, Carl.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Carl, you look a little tired. It's been a long day, hasn't it?
It's been a long day, but I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay. He's not playing.
But OCG, I love your jokes, Bob. It took a lot out of me putting that water on you.
I know. Well, and then, you know, you had to put.
But I love you, Bob.
Make this chart. How did you make this chart? You go to the Kinko's or something? Do you know they don't call it the Kinko's anymore?
No.
It's the FedEx, which makes no sense.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it hasn't been Kinko's for like 20 years. I was telling this kid, I said, hey, why don't you go down to the Kinko's and give me some copies? You know what he said to me? What?
What was that?
He's like, what's the Kinko's? I said, the Kinko's! And then I oh, yeah, no, you're right, it's FedEx. We're rambling, Carl. We're tired. It's been a long day. I love you, Carl. I love you all. That's the show for today.
That's wonderful. Thanks for having me, Bob.
You're welcome, Carl.
Till next time, Canicon, on your screen.
Canicon. Carl's going to be at Canicon. It's going to be awesome. And he's going to be our live correspondent. But we'll talk about that tomorrow.
All right, Bob. Thank you. It's the Northwest. Don't get too wet.
For more information about anything on today's show, go to our website, OCGFAM.com. And if you buy anything while you're there, use the code OCG. Well, hey, stop that. Use the code OCGFAM2018. You're going to save 20% and it'll be a lot of fun. The OCG Fam Show, it's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you on Monday.